We didn't come to become Washington. We came here to change Washington. These are words by Kristi Noem about her thoughts on what it is to be means to be in the House of Representatives. Kristi Noem is a very influential woman for many reasons. First of all, she has a personal story that connects her to her supporters, which makes her more realistic and more down to earth. Secondly, she has a passion for ag and the state of South Dakota, which people are easily connected to here in South Dakota. And finally, she has changed the political views that people have on politics in South Dakota and that South Dakotans have on politics in Washington. For all these reasons, Kristi Noem is a very influential and powerful woman, and I will go on to explain more and more in my speech. First of all, I just want to say why I became so interested in Kristi Noem. A couple years ago, I had the opportunity to listen to Kristi Noem speak at my high school when she came for a presentation. It was very life-changing and inspirational to listen to her speak, as she has come from the same background that I have had, coming from a small farming community in rural South Dakota, and then becoming such an inspirational woman in the state of South Dakota. Kristi Noem then continued to tell us about her personal story and why she became involved in politics, which begins with when her father passed away in a tragic farming accident in the late 90s. Kristi Noem was then in college, and she had come home and she took over the family farm, but she didn't realize everything that would be entailed with that, such as all the taxes that you have to pay when a loved one passes away. Because of this reason, she decided to become more involved in politics and try to change this for the better of all farmers and ranchers in the state of South Dakota. My first reason why Kristi Noem is a very inspirational woman is because Kristi Noem uses her personal story and her personal background to connect to her supporters in South Dakota. Author E. Miller stated in their 2011 article, Head of the Class, and author M. Attias in his 2011 article called Finding Her Place, both coincided with each other and stated that because of her farm and agricultural background in South Dakota, she is that much more able to be related to, and she is thought of as a more down-to-earth person. This makes people connect to her easier and makes it so that they understand her point of views better, and she can also understand the point of views of farmers and ranchers in South Dakota, so then she can better help them while she's in Washington. Also, after her father's death, after explaining the story to many people in South Dakota, they are able to relate to this because everyone has had a loved one die and they've had to deal with the consequences that come with that. For all these reasons, Kristi Noem is a down-to-earth person, which is a review of my first reason as to why she is so easily related to. My second reason why Kristi Noem is such inspirational and powerful woman in South Dakota is because she has such a passion for the agriculture business and for her beloved state of South Dakota. In the 2011 article called Finding Her Place, Kristi Noem states that she wants to use her passion for agriculture to help people. She then reflected this when the 2014 U.S. Farm Bill, when she was asked to help add more to it so that it would be more beneficial to farmers and ranchers here in South Dakota and all over the Midwest. By doing this, Kristi Noem added a part to the bill that would talk about livestock disaster programs and make them better for the farmers and ranchers to be using. She also talked about pine beetle problems as we were going through that in the Black Hills at the time. This means that people will get on the ground faster and go and take care of the problem before it becomes too major. She also established an Office for Tribal Relations in the USDA, which makes it better for states like South Dakota and North Dakota who have large Native American populations in the states. For these reasons, Kristi Noem has been a very influential person because of her passion for ag and South Dakota and for caring for other people. Finally, finally, my third reason as to why Kristi Noem has become such an influential person is because she has taken politics and changed the way that South Dakotans view the politics in DC. As she is always concerned about why and how to make things better for not just South Dakotans, but the general working class people throughout the entire United States, Kristi Noem has had a major effect on politics and the way that we view them. In the 2010 Human Event article, it talks about her election to the House of Representatives. Because Kristi Noem did not come from a strong political background, she was therefore more easily related to as a political candidate, and which then won her the office by a close race with competitors Stephanie Hertha Sandlin. Kristi Noem won with 48% of the vote, and Hertha Sandlin lost with 45% of the vote. In the 2011 Head of Her Class article, it discusses the happenings of DC and why Kristi Noem is such a strong political candidate. And one of those reasons is because she comes back to South Dakota on her time off and does talks in Pierre at the state capitol, and also travels around and talks to many schools, as she did at mine, about what is going on in DC and how she is tying that back to South Dakota. Noem believes in keeping people very informed in what is going on, and so she believes that this is the best way to keep her supporters happy and to make things easier for everyone. She is also strong in using social media in order to tell people what she's doing, what is going on in DC, what's going on in South Dakota, as she keeps posts up to date and keeps everyone informed. In conclusion, Noem continues to follow her beliefs and passions, even though she is so far away from South Dakota all the time. She has changed how South Dakota views politics. She is easily connected to it by supporters, and she shares common passion for ag and South Dakota like her supporters. For all these reasons, Kristi Noem has become a very influential person, and she is also very powerful and respected in the political field. Kristi Noem is a very dedicated, passionate, and accomplished woman, and these are the reasons why I am honoring her today. Thank you.